Hello everybody and welcome. In this video I will show you guys how to start working with the Snowflake, and just to let you know that Snowflake is a cloud-based data warehouse which is built on the top of the Amazon Web Service AWS or Azure or Google Cloud infrastructure. There is no hardware to select or no software to select or install or manage. Everything gonna be managed by the cloud infrastructure. And whenever you start using your Snowflake, you will pay as you go. No software update is required, and also there will be everything will be managed by the company into the cloud. So let us start how to start downloading, how to start, signing up and start working with the Snowflake. As you can see in this screen, if you go to the snowflake.com, say if you are first time into the Snowflake, say you haven't been there before in your lifetime. So in the browser, say I am in the Google Chrome. Once if you write down snowflake.com, you will see this screen. And if you click start for free, you will be able to sign up your free account. But you have to remember that it is a 30-day trial period. After then you will have to pay if you want to use the Snowflake. So since Snowflake is basically most of the time we have seen that for the say giant based company or those who are working in the corporate space, they're gonna use it. So in that case, maybe if your company use the Snowflake, you will have the uh, sign in information from your company. But if you use just that 30-day trial period, this one, then you can have some opportunity to practice into the Snowflake. But however, after 30 days, you have to pay. So what you have to do is, it is very simple and straightforward. You have to fill up this form, say first name, last name, email address, company. If you don't have any company, then you have to write down, say, and not applicable, and then your country where you are located in. Then you have to click or unclick, up to you if you want to get the promotional product. Once if you go to the continue, and then you will finish the initial signing in form, and then Snowflake will send you one confirmation email. So whenever I was opening, I have already gone through this step. Whenever I have opened an account into Snowflake, it gave me an email, and the email which is said that activate your Snowflake account. So you will see this kind of email. So once if you got this kind of email, then you have to say click to activate. Once after you click the activate your account, then immediate after you will get another email which will say that welcoming message from the Snowflake. And if you get that message, you can get the login information, say login to Snowflake. So once if I click into that login button, the it is because I have been to this account before, so my username and password is already stored and saved in there. So if I click to the sign in, you will see the initial outlook of Snowflake. This is the initially you will see. I will go through the basic functionality of this space. It is pretty straightforward and very simple. First of all, in the left hand side in this tree, you will see how many database do you have and how many schema do you have, and is there any table in there. In the left hand side little menu bar over there, you will see the database and then your warehouse, workspace, and history and all other things. But if you want to write down any command, then you have to use this place, and this is the output space. So if you do any query, you will see the result and data view in here. Say there is a database in here, say MyDB, and inside of MyDB there is a schema. Just to let you know that you have to start with the database into the Snowflake. So first thing you can see is a database. Inside the database, there should be the schema. Say in MyDB there are 3 schema. inside the schema there should be some table and view. So in here there is a schema called bank, and there is a table called UK bank. So if you click in this place in here, and if you say click preview data, as you can see in this screen, the data is available to view in this output screen. So every time you go in this screen, I mean top of the here, then you can get a new sheet for that. If you want to, let's say new worksheet, and every new worksheet will be ready for you to write down the code. So say we want to create a new database. First of all, as you can see in here, database and warehouse, there are, if there are how many warehouse, and if there are any warehouse, and in the right hand side in here, your login information. Say in this screen I am logging as a sysadmin, and then down there you will see which warehouse I am using. A warehouse is a instant into the cloud, which is um, which will track your information, and which will allow you access the what size of warehouse you're gonna use, what side of a space you're gonna use, and based on that you have to pay for that. And then you will see what is your current database at this moment, and what is your current schema at this moment. So you can manage change using this screen. So which database, which warehouse you want to use, what is the role, you can change it from here, and which size of warehouse you're gonna use, you can change it from here, and you can change the database from database tab, and you can change the schema from the schema tab. Say we want to create a new database in your Snowflake. So create, you have to write down create database, and say not my database, say okay, my database 222. I want to create this database. What I have to do is I have to click and then run. You will know that the database is successfully created. And then if you just click in the refresh button, you will see the new database is created for you in this screen in here. So this is one of the way to create the database. Same thing you can do from this menu bar in here, from this menu bar. So in Snowflake, it is called the user UI. So in cloud-based UI. So in this UI, you can do some stuff in using this coding screen, or you can do same thing using this menu bar. Say before I was creating a database, now I want to create a database using this menu bar. So I have to click down a database, and then I have to click down in here, create database. So you have to write down any name in here, say my 222. Okay, so once if you do there, once if you do this, you will see the show screen. Actually what it will do, so into the coding part, if you write down create database and name of the database, then it will do same things, and also you can do same thing in here. So if you do finish, the database been created for you. So once if you want to go to that previous screen, I mean the normal screen, you have to write down the worksheet screen, worksheet environment. So this is the initial page. So say before uh, we have this database, now we used a new database from that screen, which was say my 222. So this is how we can create the database. So we have to remember that all of our schema should be inside of that database. Now, since we have already created a database, let's see how to drop a database. I want to just to show you guys, I have created a new database which was my underscore 222, and I want to delete this one. So what I have to do is drop database, and then I have to write down in here my underscore 222. So if I run this code, then see, you can see in the output screen this database already dropped. Now if you refresh this button, then you will see that database is already gone. This is how you can create a database and you can drop a database. Okay, since you have, once if you have so many database and you are working in so many database, if you want to target any specific database, say I want to use that database, then you can select it from here, or you can select using the command button or writing the command in this script. So I want to use the database MyDB. So what you have to do is you have to write down use MyDB. Okay, my underscore DB. So if you run this line, that means you will see that in this case, before it was something else, but now it is my DB, my underscore DB. So this database is ready for us to be used. This is how you can select any database. So I used I target this database, and I want to create a schema inside that database. Well, there is no schema name student, so I want to create a schema inside of my DB. What I have to do is create schema name and the name of the schema. So if I run this line, what will happen is student schema gonna be created inside of my DB, because I already target that one, and I change my target database to this database. So if you refresh this one, you will see that new schema name is student being created over there. Now same thing we can do using this part. So how to do that, let's I'll show you. So what you have to do is you have to go to the database. So we said there are all the available database in here. My targeted database was MyDB, so I have to go there, and then I have to go to the schema. So database, and you have to select once you have to go to my I mean that database, and then you have to click the schemas. So you will see all the available schema. So before you was using a schema named student. Now I want to use a new schema. Say create schema. So what I have to do is I have to write down say student student 333. So this is the new schema. So once if you write down something in here, you can see how it in the code should be. So if you write down this code into the worksheet mode, then you have to write down this something like that. So if you write down this into go to the worksheet and write down this code and run it, you will do the same thing whatever you have done in here, create a schema, and then if you do say finish, there the new schema is for you already in there. Now if you want to go to the normal screen, so you have to go to the worksheet mode, and if you refresh in there, you will see inside the MyDB there is a new schema, student 333, that is your schema. Now I want to create a table inside any of the database and any of the schema. You can select your database and schema from this part. So in here you can see the database is MyDB, and the schema is student schema. So at this moment, if I run this line, this couple of line, say create table, my table, it will be created a table inside of student schema. Say at this moment, if you click to the student schema, you will see there will be no table. So let's run this line. I highlighted these codes, and then I want to click the run button. So as you can see from down there, my table is successfully created. Where it is created? Inside the student. So let's refresh it, and you will see inside the student the table is created, as we say my underscore table. So this is how you can select any database and any schema, and then using the coding you can create a table from any database into any database and into any schema. So this was the discussion until how you can do the basic functionality and basic stuff using the Snowflake. I have a separate video where I did already shown how to upload the data into Snowflake. So those who didn't subscribe this channel, please do so and have a look how you start uploading the data into the Snowflake table. And until now, enjoy this video, and I will come back to you more and more video something like this one. Thanks for watching these videos and goodbye. Thank you.